Hi. So, we are on not like a complete lockdown, but kind of. Liberty's secured. We can't go off base ever since last night midnight because of Isaac coming. And we've been mustering all day long to make sure people are still here. Some people are going UA, just like leaving, and other barracks are having to muster every single hour. For those of you who don't know, mustering is like taking attendance. Anyhow, I'm sitting here in my barracks. I have to go muster in like 15 minutes. So I was going to answer some questions while I'm here. The wind is picking up. It's still really sunny outside, but it is getting windy. Like, we can feel the wind from the edge of the storm. But I'm on my Ask Your Boot Camp Navy Questions video. And the question from 03 Colin says, how much time in boot camp do they give you to eat? So this is the thing. I was the yeoman, so yeoman and the ARPOC get to be in the front of the line. When you're a yeoman, you go to chow first and go post at the hostess in the cafeteria, and you say, "Good evening, sir, Division 176, 83 strong, or 76 strong," or however many people you have, so that they know how many people are coming, because you might fit on 2 tables, or they might need to put you on 3. So, it tells you what table by the time you come out, they're all lined up in the passageway, like your whole division's lined up against the passageway, against the bulkhead, and you post to ARPOC and you say, "ARPOC, today we'll be, wait, what do they say? Today we'll be dining at tables 1, 2, and 3, utilizing both chow lines, ARPOC." And then ARPOC will turn around and yell to the division, "Division 176, we will be dining at tables 1, 2, and 3. Blah, blah, blah. Then you go, well, because I post to ARPOC, I just about face, and then we're in the front of the line, and then we go to chow. He goes to the one chow line, I go to the second chow line, and we go through chow. So I sit down first. As the yeoman, you sit down first, you sit at the end of the table, you have the same seat, you sit across from ARPOC, and you're just chilling there, and you watch, and when the last person sits down at chow, it's usually the tall people because you have to get into a height line. Those who don't know what a height line is, you line up in your barracks from the shortest person all the way to the tallest person, and that's how you'll line up when you march too, so that when you march, your division doesn't look like ass. Like, it's not like a bunch of people everywhere, all these heights. You have the, whatever the fuck. Anyway, so as soon as the last person sits down, I have to put my food down, get up, go back to the host, and say, "Division 176, last person seated," and then he'll give me 12 minutes. That's the time. So if it was 17:21 when the last person was seated, he'll give me the time, what did I say, 21? 12 minutes after that, so 33. He'll say 17:33. So then you go, you sit down. You are not allowed to talk during chow, but as yeoman, I had to tell ARPOC, what's our get-up time? 17:33. So then everyone eats, and we keep eating, and the last person in line, usually the tall people, as time went by, we would switch so that the tall people would go in through line first. So if you're about average height, you'll probably get the same amount of time all the time. But if you're tall, chances are for a good bit of boot camp, you'll be eating last, and you won't get enough time. And shorter people will get to sit down first, because they can just start eating, and then when the last person's seated, 12 minutes from there. So if you're tall as fuck, chances are you will have 12 minutes to eat. And that's how they do that. And then ARPOC will stand at the end of the table, and he'll say, "Division 176, starboard side or port side." That's left and right of the table. He tells them to stand up, left or right face, and then sends them to, anyway, that was a really long answer. 4 minutes long to answer that? That's awesome. So, 03 Colin also asked about having a car for school, and when I go on a ship for 6 months, what happens and where does it go? Do they hold it somewhere in storage? I don't know. I haven't been to the fleet, so I really couldn't tell you that. Right now in A school, you're basically shore duty. You're on shore, you can use your car, whatever. But I've heard that places like in San Diego, there are garages that will store your vehicle and drive it for you. Because if you leave a car sitting for 8 months at a time, it can tarnish the gas tank and the tires will get all effed up and shit. So there are places I've heard, I don't know if this is actual, like, legit, But I've heard that you can pay for a storage place that will do that kind of thing for you. Or you just find a friend that, or you just leave the motherfucker sitting in the parking lot to get all kinds of weathered up and neglect the whole time you're out at sea. Just depends on where your station is. And I honestly don't know because I'm not out to the fleet yet. Kenzie, Brian asks, why can't you have braces in boot camp? Think about it. Like, it's like physical, like you can't have braces in boot camp. You have to constantly get them tightened like every couple of weeks. Like you can't have braces in boot camp for obvious reasons. So I don't want to take the time to answer that. No offense to your question, but you can't have braces in boot camp. So, see, this is why I like to write them down first instead of just going off the whim, because some of these aren't questions and I have to read them all and then I waste your time, and I hate wasting y'all's time. Shepfire? I don't know how to say it. You said you can research jobs and what's available when you qualify. When and how, and who do you say that? And do you know how often a nurse job is available? So when they told me what my 3 rates were to choose from, I had already been on the internet. You go on the internet talking to all kinds of people. You can, maybe if you don't know anyone in the Navy, the internet will be the only source you have. I can try to help you, but I don't know everything about all these rates. Shit. I'm going to cut off this video and come back.